Okay guys, welcome to Pheas Airsoft, and today I'm going to be showing you how to add a cool little Riz rail on top of the top cover on your little AK variant for next to nothing. Hi guys, and welcome to Pheas Airsoft. So today we're going to do sort of a semi-review and some modding today. So in front of me I've got the CYMA little AK that I've had probably about 12-18 months now. I've done a little bit of modification to it, so it came with the M4 stock in it, and I decided that I didn't like the original one, so I've put like a Magpul style stock on it, just like the aesthetics on that. I've also changed the front end. I've removed the original flash hide and just put a little silencer on there. I just think it looks a little bit cooler, makes a slight difference to sound, not an awful lot. I just like the general overall aesthetics of it. It is all plastic externally, odd little bits of metal like the sling loop on the left hand side and right hand side. Other than that, it's all plastic externals. Internally though, it is still the same CYMA quality. Originally I think they should be doing about 370, 380 out of the box. I got this from Taiwan Gun, and as part of their deal they do a free downgrade, so it has been downgraded to 330 FPS, and it sits nicely at that level and shoots really nice. In terms of the hop, I've not changed anything internally at all. Really solid gun, shoots really nicely. Not quite the distance that you get out of a lot of other guns, but about 60 to 70 pound, depending on the time that you buy it. You really can't argue for something. There's very little body wobble, very little creaking, solid little piece of kit. I love the Riz on the front, just allows attachment to various items and things. At the front it is just a standard 14mm negative thread, and that's why I've got the little suppressor on there. And then for the battery, it's just a normal AK thing underneath the top cover, and you just get a normal stick type battery sat in there. It doesn't come with a battery, but again they're not exactly great, and I much prefer lipos. They are a much better choice. The stock is fully adjustable. I like the M4 stock. I like to adjust it. I particularly like it fully collapsed, just because I like to keep it as close to me as possible. Obviously fully working, great little piece of kit, and between 60 and 70 pound with a high cap and a battery in a box. You know, from basically Poland, from Taiwan Gun, you really can't argue with that sort of price line. So we'll come to a point where I've decided I want to put something on top, on the top rail here. Now I've looked at various options, and unfortunately this model doesn't come with a side bracket, so I can't put a traditional AK side mount on it. So I then looked at top covers, and basically my friend has the same AEG, and he wants a Riz rail on here. Now we're both a little bit stingy money wise, and we didn't want to pay out for a top cover with a rail integrated. So today what we're going to do is try and mod this. So what I have here is a couple of Riz rails, spare M-lock Riz rails, which have got the little adapters underneath. So what I'm intending on doing is I am going to basically measure up, mark up and drill into the top cover, and then using hopefully these little guides here, screw it down. It should sit pretty central and stable, and hopefully add a Riz rail for effectively a couple of pounds to the top of my gun, meaning then that I've got a nice Riz rail on top that I can add some sort of sight on if I wanted. Now the other option I did look at is getting like a little doctor sight or something to sit on this little rail here, but just didn't like the look of some of the doctor sites, and I prefer some of the red dot sites that I have seen out on the internet. So we're going to get started and hopefully make this work. So first step for me right now is to remove the top cover, put that there. I'll get rid of this out of the way because we don't need this for now. And next I'm going to get a tool to be able to mark this up. I'm going to go with a bigger rail, I believe, on this one. And then I've got this spare to do my friends with if he so chooses. So I'm going to remove the screws, I'm going to mark up where I need to drill, and then I'm going to get my drill, hopefully safely drill through it, screw it down, and that literally should be all we need to do. I have included a link below in the description to the actual model of AEG that this is on the Taiwan Gun website. So obviously if you do decide that you want one or you're interested to know more about it, then you can feel free to do so. Now obviously the slight issue with this is we've got these ribs here, which I'm hoping that once I've drilled through and tightened it down, if I sit these brackets that way along, if you you can see that instead of that way, might be helping better that way, it will centralize it and keep it solid and steady. So let's get started. So what I've just done is use the drill bit quickly just to mark where the two bolt holes should be, just making sure that I know where I'm drilling properly so that my RIS rail will sit. Again, this AEG, absolutely fantastic little piece of kit, particularly if you're a starter and you're looking to get into airsoft. I literally can't recommend these highly enough. I recommend these to a lot of my friends that are just getting into the sport, just purely because they are so good, and they're really nice piece of kit and makes a really cheap entry point into getting into the sport. So you'll go with the drilling. Right, so what I've done there is just sort of made the initial holes just to get started. I'm just going to switch drill bits now to obviously a sharper one that'll purchase on the plastic a lot better, and just get through that really quick. So, drill all the way. So, made the holes, and now what we're going to do is line it up, get the screws in, and hopefully tighten it down enough that it should sit nice and neat, and we should be able to tighten it down, and we should have a RIS rail on the end afterwards. So, here we go. So far so good. That's the first one in, but not quite fully tight yet. I'm just going to put the second one in. So there we have it, the RIS rail is on, and if I show you underneath, you can see the two little things are inside now and screwed in tight, and that literally doesn't move at all. So that should now nicely take on board any sort of optic that I decide to want to put on there. So I'll just quickly grab one and we'll have a quick look. So here's the red dot sight off my KWA Recoil M4. I will be doing a review on that later if you want to come back soon and see that. Get that lined up and screw that a little bit. So nice and central. If I am bringing back the AK, let's move these out of the way, and I click this back in, and there you can see I've now got RIS rail, obviously, to mount my optics on. that is pretty dead central as well. I've done a pretty decent job of mounting that up, so it's actually quite easy. For a couple of pounds you can get one of these rails. This is just a plastic M-lock rail from the internet, various places on the internet, and it is very quick and easy to just mod your top cover and install the rail. So I am very pleased with that. I'm very happy with it indeed. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you very much, and I will include some images next for your perusal of my finished handiwork. Thanks a lot.